Muna po, sir.
Okay, so in other words, ang define ni Mr. Galot is problems are always present in daily life. So ang problem solving i-define niya in the context of real life situations nga siguro there is no proper rule on how you're going to handle that. You are just going to improve yourself sa kadaghan sa experiences na imuhang maagian in your life, di ba? So, kung daghan kag naagian, maybe you are knowledgeable pag-abot sa panahon as compared katong beginner pa ka sa pag-solve sa problem. So, I think that is the message of Mr. Galot. Tama ba, Mr. Galot?
Yes, sir, pero naka-on lang jud akong mic, sir.
It's
Ko
okay.
kabalo.
Di ba naka-on
Sige,
yung
sir.
microphone pero naka-point ka sa recitation.
Sige, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. So, wala na yung mag-add. I would also like to read. Wala siguro ni microphone si Mr. Casio. Problem solving. We love it. But, at the same time, we hate it daw. Kay hadlok ang math sa bata pa. Bata pa ta. Sa bata pa ta. So, pag dako ni mo, wala ka na hadlok sa math. That's good, di ba? Eh, dapat ma-change ang inyong perception about this subject. So I hope katuganing during sa ato ang introduction part, you can still remember one of the expectations, di ba? Sa isa ka classmate ninyo is unta ma-love niya, maganahan siya sa math, kaya murag negative yung experience. So I hope so far sa atong mga lessons, hinay-hinay na ninyo i-embrace ang mathematics in the modern world kay closely related man jud siya sa real life situation. And then we have also from Miss Sabatin, problem solving is obtaining an answer and the answer itself. So na kay obtaining the answer, maybe you have a method in doing that, and then after doing that method or process, that's part of your solution, makakuha na din kang answer. So the combination of that, the process of obtaining and the answer itself is problem solving. That's a good answer. So thank you for sharing your ideas about problem solving. So based on our reference, this is the definition of problem solving. As you can see, it is a process. So kung magbasa mo daghang mga libro, if you are going to summarize it, problem solving is actually the process of finding solutions. Solutions to what? To difficult issues. So generally na siya, not only in mathematics but also in other fields, especially in real life, we're dealing with different issues. So before you make those solutions, kay process of finding solutions man siya, you have to follow mga processes or steps, just like defining the problem and then determining say cause a problem, and afterwards you're going to select different alternatives for your solution before you implement the solution. Pero kung ang problem nagabalik-balik na sa imuha, as what you can read in this particular slide, it becomes easier sa imuha because you are going to use mga previously acquired knowledge and skills as well as understanding to satisfy the demand of an unfamiliar situation. So I think you can relate to this, di ba? Kanagaling na mo yung mga problems na na-encounter, pero naanamoy ka ng reference gani nga ay na, nakaagi na ko ani. So nakahatag siyang idea sa imuha na ang unfamiliar situation, mahimo na siyang familiar. So naay ginasulti sila, di ba? Ang katong daghan daw mga naagian nga problema, actually mas swerte to sila kay daghan sila og mga experiences nga magamit. Do you agree with that? Diba, mas strong sila, mas daghan sila ideas, kaya ang ilahang mga experiences, mo man to siya ang nag-serve as lessons to become who they are. Leia Madrigal also said, it is determining the problem and finding solution or making a way and process to have a solution. Thank you so much, Leia. So importante ang problem solving not only sa school, not only sa math na subject, but in everyday life. It is important to you as a person and later on magamit na siya when you are going into an organization or kung magtrabaho naman in the future. Kaning process is very, very important. It actually develops creativity and critical thinking. So kani mga 21st century skills ma-develop ni siya with problem solving. That is why mga educators, the future educators, problem solving is really part of the curriculum of the Department of Education. Kaya tanan mga bata, mga elementary, high school, dapat ma-develop ang ilang problem solving skills. So when we talk about problem solving, especially sa atuang subject na math, there are a lot of strategies. So I will now present to you the different strategies that we may use. Actually, wala gisulti diri nga mao ni dapat ang imuhang himuon gamiton nga strategy. So I am just going to present to you the different options. But at the end of the discussion, kung na natay mga problems nga i-solve, kamo ang mag-decide what is the best strategy that you are going to use to answer the problem. So here are some of the strategies according to our reference. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pero kung dagan pa siguro magbasahon ng mga sources, the list will be more than this. So number 1 is a general problem solving method. We also have using a table or chart. Siguro familiar ni sa inyo during siguro elementary or high school, you solve a problem tapos nagamit mo mga table or chart. You may also had this working backward process. Kanang baliktaron nimo ang problem, you will start sa end, padulo sa taas. That is also a strategy. Very helpful na siya in solving problems. Another very common strategy is using trial and error. Familiar ni siya kay biskan sa libro gani gina-mention jud ni siya na before nimo makuha ang answer, moagi kag mga wrong answer sa. So ang tawag ana is trial and error. At least you tried and then never stop, continue gahapon ka until makuha nimo ang answer. That is actually a strategy known as trial and error method or using trial and error. We also have guessing and checking. Other students have this skill nga kana ganing how sila managna pagkahuman og tagna imuha po itong i-check kung tama ba itong imuhang gi-guess nga answer sa problem, and there are cases also nga matama siya. So part siya sa strategy ang guessing and checking. And then we also have considering a simpler problem, drawing a sketch, and kani siya katawanan siya pero gi-appeal gihapon niya using common sense. Kay sometimes manggod kay ang problem is easy pero ang nagbasa is ginapalisod niya, ginapa-complicate niya. That is why
Nag-overthink siya
kuha
sa
ang
kwan,
answer.
sir.
Very good, Mr. Galot. I like the word is nag-overthink, di ba? Sayon raw ang taang problem, tapos daghan kay siya gihuna-huna, daghan kay siya mga misinterpretation about that one, so namali na inoon siya. So using common sense is very important, is a reminder also. So let's start with our examples. So kaning mga examples, daghan mo mga klase nga problem solving in math. Pero kaning mga examples akong ihatag sa inyo this will be the kinds of problems nga ihatag sa inyo during the examination. So dapat makita ninyo ang pattern, ang technique, kaya para kung lahi na po ang given, lahi na po ang situation, pero inaani gihapon ang mga kinds of problems na ihatag, kabalo na mo unsaon siya pag-solve. So let's have the first example. But before that, we are going to recall. Are you familiar with Mr. George Polya? Sa elementary, murag mo ni siya ang pinaka unang gi-introduce sa atua katong ang lesson kay problem solving. In 1945, naghimo siya libro, How to Solve It. So actually, until karon ang iyahang four-step method ginagamit gihapon because that is very helpful. So how to solve the problem according to Polya, upat lang daw ka steps as you can see right now. Number 1 is understand the problem. It is very essential nga kasabot ka sa problem before ka makasolve, di ba? Kaya di maka-answer kung in the first place wala ka kasabot unsa imuhang gibasa nga problem. So we are dealing with word problems right now. So dili na mag-merge karon ang math and reading comprehension. So you need to understand the problem, the context of the problem, unsa ang ginapasabot diri, unsa ang subject ani, unsa ang given. So things like that. So that's understanding the problem. If na-check na nimo ang first step, understood na, then mag-start na pug ka in devising your plan. That's step number 2. What will be my plan to solve the problem? So kung ibalik to na itong definition a while ago about problem solving, diri nakakaroon mo relate sa imuha mga prior experiences sa education, di ba? Natin ginatawag ng prior knowledge. So very important po na siya. Tanan mga experiences ninyo, inyuhan ng panggamiton karon, unsay gamiton ako nga method, effective ba ni siya? How about this one? And then the third step is kung plano lang imuhang nahuna-hunaan tapos dili nimo siya i-carry out, di ba dili siya effective? Na yung mga tao manggod nga how kay magplano pero wala gi-implement ang plan. That is why dapat mo ambak ta sa step number 3 which is all about carrying out your plan. So kung usa to imong na device na plano, imuha siyang i-implement. Then, i-check na pud nimo number 4, you're going to look back and check your answer. Make sure that your answer is reasonable. And then kung basahon nimo usab ang problem, it is a reasonable answer to that problem. So klaro na kani nga method, kani nga four-step method, 1945 pa ni siya na imbento ni Polya, pero wala pa'y naka supersede sa iyahang gihimo nga four-step method. So applicable gihapon siya. Kindly read the first example and let's try to solve this. Ang gihatag mo nga suggestion diri nga method is using a table or chart. Pero I will give you the freedom to choose whatever strategy na gusto ninyo himuon. I would like to call someone to read. O na putol-putol daw. Maputol-putol ang ako ang tingog sa inyo, ha?
Dili,
Wala man,
sir.
sir.
Dili ng guro ang net ni Ana, sir.
Okay, thank you so much kay mabothered po no. So I hope madunggan ko ni Ana. Pero kindly read lang. Read lang man ni siya, di man kapaansiron, Mr. Bakyal. Shan, na si Shan. Kay para lahi na pud nga tingo atong madunggan sa recording. Kay i-upload ba ning recording sa Quipper nato. So wala si Shan, let's have Mr. Gado. Mr. Gado, do you have your microphone? Kindly read the problem. Read
Okay.
lang.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Using a table or chart, a man put a chair of rabbits in a cage. During the first month of the rabbits produced no offspring, but each month thereafter produced one new pair of rabbits. If each newly produced pair reproduces in the same manner, how many pairs of rabbits will be there at the end of the fifth month?
Thank you so much,
Welcome.
Mr. Gado. So, first step, balik ta kay George Polya's four-step rule. First is you have to understand the problem. So, first reading ba nasabtan na ninyo ang buot pasabot ani nga problem or o mo kabalo unsay mga unsay nahitabo unsa ni nga situation. So, kung wala ninyo na check ang first step, you cannot proceed to the second part. You cannot even follow this suggested strategy using a table or chart. So dapat nasabtan na nato ang senaryo. Clear na ba? Pwede nyo basahon og usab. According to them, kung first reading daw dili masabtan, then you continue reading. Baliko na po nimo usab. Kung wala gyapon nimo nasabtan, then baliko na po nimo usab, balik-baliko na nimo basa, or pwede po nimo i-translate in your own dialect para masabtan nimo. So I hope nasabtan na nato nino ang problem. So we are done with the first step. Second step, you may follow using a table or chart, or if you have your own plan nga pwede ninyo i-implement, pwede. Then after that, i-carry out ang plan. Then I will be calling someone, siguro mga 2 or 3 students, to give their answer. Usa man tong galot, abi na akong galot. Okay lang ni si Mr. Galot.
Ay, namag iuban sa meet, sir, nga kanang galo, sir, kay magalot na kong dungog, sir. Malibog
Ay,
po, sir.
si
Okay lang,
Gadot.
sir.
Si Gadot ang gitawag ganina dito, si Galot.
Ganit, sir.
Guess, or pwede po ka mag-guess. Kinsa ang gusto maghatag og answer for our first example for tonight? So again ha, i-develop nato inyong creativity, creative thinking, and critical thinking. And dili na magamit ang katong mga reasoning ganin ninyo nga. Nganong kailangan nila ko himuon nga solution? Nganong dili? Things like that. So logic and reasoning, prerequisite siya sa problem solving. So you make use of your logic now. Wala even diri sa chat box, wala pa po'y naghatag og answer. So kung binisayo na to ang problem ang good kay na ay pair. So duha man ni kabuok, di ba, ang isa ka pair. So para maka-produce siya og offspring, so dapat babae jud nig lalaki. So during the first month, ang pattern is dili pa sila mag-produce. Mag-produce na sila on the succeeding month pa. So kung naa kay one pair karon, at the end of the month, wala pa'y nadungag sa ilaha. Kaya wala pa man sila nag-produce. So for the first month, the rabbits produce no offspring. But pag dito na ka sa second month, nakaproduce na po sila another one pair. So duha na sila ka buok pair sa second month pa lang. And then, kung padayon gihapon in ato ang pattern daw, so ni diri na ning gawas ang question sa pag at the end of the fifth month, how many pairs of rabbits will there be? Kung inato ang pattern, ang newly produced na pud nga pair, they will not produce on the following month. Sa succeeding na pud sila mo produce. So kung inato ang pattern, pila daw ka buok pairs of rabbits at the end of the fifth month. Naana ba'y nag-answer? 16, we have 16, we have 8. Okay lang, dili sure, we are just doing our exercises, practice pa man ni siya. So okay lang magkamali diri. 4 ka pair, according to Casio, walay appeal ang pinakauna, 5 kung appeal ang first 2. So kung ang pangutana diri sa problem is how many pairs will there be at the end of the fifth month? So ang pasabot ani kay all in all na ni siya, walay gi-exclude. So 5 ang kay Casio. We have 16, we have 8, we have another 8. Okay, so I will now reveal the answer. So how are we going to implement if our plan is using a table or chart? So we are going to, katong na step 1, step 2 na follow na to nato, we are going to use kaninga mga column, month, and the number of pairs at the start of the month, number of offsprings produced, kaning bago nga na produced, and the last one will be the number of pairs at the end. Kaya at the end of the month, naman to'y katong original nga pair plus kung naay nadungag nga mga offspring, so total na nimo at the end of the month. Kay para kabalo na pong kaunsa ang imuhang number nga sugdan for the following month. So that will be the pattern if you are going to use table. So here is now the complete table, the output, and we also have our answer. Let us try to examine kung unsay nahitabo. On the first month, first pair, one pair pa lang, di ba? Di sila pwede mag-produce. Okay, that's according to the condition given by the problem. So at the end of the first month, one pair lang sila. Do you agree? Okay.
Yes, sir. Kaya mo sa first statement.
Very good. Dapat step by step nag-agree ta ha kay para clear jud ang answer nato ani. On the second month, we will start with one pair only since at the end of the first month, one lang man na-produce. Karon, nahuman naman na ang first month, so murag qualified na sila mag-produce, di ba? So one pair will produce another pair. So at the end of the second month, 1 plus 1, so 2 pairs tanan. Walay problema, no? Then the third month, on the third month, we have 2. Mag-start sa 2, kay 2 man ang last diri sa second month. Pero ang katong, di ba, aduha man sila kabuok. Ang isa ato kay bag-o raman, di ba? Newly produced man tong isa. So ang isa lang ang pwede mag-produce og another pair of offspring. Kaya ang isa kay dili pa man, kay i-follow nimo ang condition gihatag, basta newly produced, dili pa mag-produce og another one. So isa lang ang na-produce nila, one pair lang. That is why at the end of the third month, 2 plus 1, we only have 3 pairs. Nakuha?
Yes po.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Let's start with the fourth month. So 3. Sa 3 ka pairs, pila dito ang pwede na makaproduce?
Two,
Duha,
sir.
di ba? Duha ang pwede makaproduce kay katong isa nga bag-o nga na-produce sa third month, di pa man to siya pwede. So duha lang ang pwede mo produce diri. So 3 plus 2, at the end of the fourth month, we have 5. So you will start with 5 sa fifth month. Pero out of 5, pila dito ang pwede mag-produce katong dili bag-o. Di ba 3? Kay kaning 2, newly produced man ni sila, di pa sila pwede mag-reproduce. So we have 5 plus 3, we have 8. And this is now the final number kay 5 months lang man ang gisulti dito. So therefore, to answer the question how many pairs of rabbits, there will be 18 pairs of rabbits. So kung ibalikon to natong mga nag-answer sa chat box ganina, na nakakuha ka mga answer. Naunsa naman ni si Casio nga nanghilak, naunsa nanghilak ning katawa, mag-Fibonacci sequence daw siya. Pwede ba? Mag-Fibonacci sequence, pwede nimo tan-awon. Okay, kato mga dili kay na maklaro ang tingog nako, siguro sa inyohan na siyang signal. So pangita na lang mog area. So far wa pa man po nagreklamo ang uban, so I think okay pa ang ato ang connection karon. So klaro ba that the correct answer is 8? Si Gado actually tama yung answer ganina. And then na siya explanation karon diri sa ato ang chat box. Tama also ang answer ganina ni Mr. Galot. So Mr. Gado, Mr. Galot got the correct answer. Kay Miss Batukan, I think kung i-divide ni mo 2 ang 16, you can get the answer 8.
Yes po.
Diba? Kay basig by individual imong pag-ihap sa ilaha. So klaro na ba ang first example nato? That is how you are going to use table or even chart kung naay problem nga inani. So this is just one example, pero daghan pa mga problems nga pwede nato inanihon pag-solve. Let's proceed to the second question. Wala ba second problem? Wala ba questions? Kung wala na, then I will ask someone to read the second example while the others will start their solution. Kani, may I request na ka-on ang microphone ni De Guzman. De Guzman, would you like to read the problem?
Sir,
Would you like to read the
madungog
problem? Read lang man.
Apo, madungog ko, sir.
Yes, very clear.
Start with unknown number. Therefore, 8 and then subtract 5. Now, take the new number and double it, but then subtract 47. If you take this latest total and quadruple it, you have 60. What was the original unknown number?
Thank you so much. So, familiar ba ang problem sa inyo ha? Mura siya og algebra nga problem, pero pwede siya gamitan og working backward according to our material here. So, I will give you time to solve this on your own. Siguro after mga 1 minute, 1 to 2 minutes, I will check the chat box kung na ba yung mga answers nga gihatag. Sa last part, nabasa ang 8. Okay, at least you got the correct answer, Mr. Galot. So, Mr. Casio, is this the answer to the new problem? Yung 8? Kani sa example number 2, 8. According to Casio, 8 ang answer daw niya. So, pwede mo i-check. So, 8, you triple it and then subtract 5 and then makuha kag result. Now, take that result, the new number, tapos i-double na po daw to nimo, then after that, mag-minus kag 47. Then, if you take katong siyang answer ato, then i-quadruple na po nimo siya, then the final value will be 60. So, kung tama to imuhang gisugdan katong 8, then that will be the correct answer. Pero kung dili, then you think of another number. So, Mr. Casio applied guessing. Pero you should know kung tama ba imong guess or dili. Kailangan i-check yun na nimo. So, aside from 8, what are the other answers of the class? Any other guess? So I think wala na yung other guess, no? Let's check if the answer of Mr. Casio is correct. Kaya ang answer niya is 8. Problem na kay gi-calculate ng number, imo siyang i-follow ang katong gisulti dito sa problem nga triple. Pag humani mo og triple kay kailangan nimo siya i-subtract yung 5 and so on and so forth. So understood step 1 okay na. Devise the plan, work backwards ang gihatag diri, or we can think of another plan. But if our plan is working backwards, then we are going to carry out the plan. From the word backwards, di ba? So kung baliko na to ang problem, we should start with the last part. Before the question, what was the original no number? So kaning last nga sentence, if you take this latest total and quadruple it, you will have 60. So you will start with 60. Kaya mo yung pinaka-last nga gihatag nga number. So you will start working with 60, backward ka, and then while you are doing the backward process, imuha pong ipang-reverse ang mga operations na gi-mention dito. Di ba ang gi-mention diri is quadruple. I-quadruple daw nimo ang number para makakuha kag 60. So working backward man ta mo itong unahon na to. Di ba ang pasabot sa quadruple kay i-multiply og 4? Quadruple means times 4. So what is the reverse of multiplication?
Division.
Very good. So ang 60, i-divide mo siya og 4. The result is 15. So kung baliko nato siya, kung 15, i-quadruple nato ang 15, 15 times 4, so 60. So tama ta, di ba? But we are working backwards now. 15 ang mugawas kung ato ang i-reverse or i-negate to nato ang quadruple. I-divide to siya by 4. So 15. Balik ta sa next term. Before ka mag-quadruple, latest total, di ba nag-subtract ka og 47? What is the reverse operation of subtraction? The reverse of subtraction is addition. So instead of mag-minus kag 47, kay working backwards man ka, mag-add kag 47 dito sa imuhang 15. That is why you will get 62. And then, di ba naman ni you double it? Unsa ang kabaliktaran sa mag-double ka? Mag-double ka is mag-times man kag 2, di ba? So ang kabaliktaran niya is i-divide ni mog 2. So katong 62 nga value, i-divide ni mog 2, then you will get 31. So hapit na ta moabot sa first sentence. So wala na lain diri, double lang. And then ano po kay then subtract 5. So what is the reverse again of subtraction? That is addition. So katong 31 mag-add na po kag 5 ato. Kay working backwards, i-reverse nimo ang operation at the same time. So we will have 36. And then, di ba na ay nakabutang diri 888 ang starting? So what is the reverse of tripling the number? Kung i-triple nimo ang number, kung imuha siyang inigate, i-divide by 3. Very good. So what is the result kung i-divide nimo 3? Kaya ang atong nakuha karon 36 naman to. 12. So is 12 our final answer? Let's go back. Para sa step 4 ni Polia, i-check man nato, di ba? We're going to look back and check. 12. So if you have your calculators, okay lang magamit yung calculators karon kaya na-invento na ang calculator para gamito nato para pas-pas ang pag-solve nato. Or you can use your calculator. So 12, balik tayo sa problem na to. Start with an unknown number. We already solved the number, so it's not unknown anymore. It's 12. 12, then i-triple daw nimo ang 12. What's the result? I hope you are following. We are now checking the answer.
36.
Very good. So 12 times 3 is 36. And then mag-subtract kag 5 ato. Subtract 5 from 36.
31.
31, sir.
31,
Very
sir.
good. Then,
31.
this is the new number. We double it. 31 times 2, double
62.
it. And then subtract, very good, 47. Mag-subtract ang 47 sa
15.
15. If you take this latest total, the latest total is 15, and quadruple it. So quadruple means times 4.
60
Did we
answer.
get 60?
Yes po.
Yes,
Very
sir.
good. So the correct answer is not 8, it's not 9, but it's 12.
12.
So the original unknown number is 12. So nag-look back ta, di ba? Gibalik nato ang problem ug basa. Nakuha nato nga yes, 60 yun ang mugawas. So that is all about working backward. Nasamtan ninyo?
Yes po.
So basinain na inatong ihatag sa examination, so dapat kabalo na ta ha. When you are working backwards, imuha pong i-negate or i-reverse ang mga operations ato. Na mag-start ka sa pinaka last nga sentence. 12, very good. Na naka-answer di ay si Miss Namok. Karon pa ko kaklaro sa question pero nagsulti siya 12. Very good. So now a question about this problem. So we already tackled 2 problems. So dapat familiar na mo ha kay basigin ato ang kind of problem nga ihatag sa inyo ha during sa examination. Let's have the third example, and this will be read by naay microphone si Miss Sabatin. Ay, wala microphone si Miss Sabatin. So si ano na lang, Miss Batukan.
The mathematician Augustus de Morgan lived in the 19th century. He made the following statement. I was X years old in the year X squared. In what year was he born?
Okay, thank you so much for reading that. So naghatag siya clue. Ang iyahang edad kay X, I was X years old. In what year? In the year X squared. So kung iyahang edad daw, imuhang square, we all know, kung butangan nato yung exponent, diba, you multiply it by itself. So moto siya ang mugawas nga year. So, unsa nga year siya gipanganak? In what year was he born? Trial and error or guess and check is our suggested strategy. I will give you another 1 minute to give me a good guess. Basig tama dito yung answer. Then we'll see. Putol-putol po daw kay Miss Sabatin. Pwede nyo i-type sa chat box na to ha ang inyong answer kaya para makita na to if you are really solving, if you are really trying your best, doing your part to solve this problem. Dapat mo fit siya sa gihatag nga clue that I was X years old in the year X squared. So, unsa kaya siya nga year? Tapos napay another first sentence hata siya clue. He lived in the 19th century. So 19th century dapat ang ihatag ninyo nga ano. Unsa man ang 19th century, unsa na mga year ang nadia because right now we are in the 21st century naman ta. Karon, 21st century nagsugod og 2000, di ba? 21st century. So kung 19th century, unsa ni siya nga year nag-start? Do we have a guess? Hatag og range si Miss Namok. 1900 si Gado. Dili 1900 ang ang 18th century. 20th century na siya, Mr. Gado. So we have 1806 according to De Guzman. We're going to check later. That is supported by Ramos. Miss Namok said it's 1899. Miss Nanka is 1801. Ang naay makakuha answer ani kay tagaan jud ako point. 1822. Dili kay Paras karon 21st century. So di man 2100 ang ato ang year karon. We are still in 20 something 2021, 20, so 21st century. So mag-minus lang kag 1. So kung 19th century, it starts with 1800. Kaya para clear sa tuwa. Yes. Tama tong gisulti ni Namok, 1800 to 1899. So, na yung mga different answers. We have 1806, 1899, 1801, and 1822. So, let's check kung kinsa sa ilaha ang makakuha og additional point. Dapat mo follow siya sa clue, X years old in the year X squared. So, if we are going to do the different trial and error process, we will get numbers. 1800s man siya, so between 1800s and 1900s. So wala pa kaabot ani 1900s kay between man siya. So naabit sa tunga sa ilaha. So unsa dito ang mopasok nga number. So x squared man siya, di ba? So dapat perfect square ang year. So kung tan-aw nimo unsa ang mga perfect squares nga mo gawas ang 18 or 1,800 ang iyang sinugdanan, it's actually 43. 43 times 43 is equal to 1849. Kung mo gamay po ka sa 43, you will use 42. So 42 times 42 is 1764. So dili pasok ang 1764 sa 19th century. 18th century ni siya. Kung mo lampas po kag 43, 44, so 44 squared is equal to 1936. So di po siya pasok sa 19th century. So there is no other answer but kaning 1849. So it means nga 43 years old siya in the year 1849. I was X years old. So dili pa ni siya mo ang answer. Mag-minus pa ka kay 43 years old siya in the year 1849. So the question again is, in what year was he born? So dili siya 1849 gipanganak kay 43 years old na siya in the year 1849. So mag-minus kang 43 from 1849 to get the year kung kano sa siya na gipanganak. So subtracting 43 from 1849, we will get 1806. And congratulations, naay nakakuha og tama nga answer. Yeah, we have daghan, no? We have ni apa si Miss Namok, we have Corpus, we have Sabatin. Okay, na-record na ako. Pero before that, si Jules, si Ollie Jules, nakuha na niya. And si Miss Ramos and De Guzman. Kani sila ang pinakauna nga nakuha og answer, si De Guzman, Ramos, and duha ka Ramos. The Ramoses and the De Guzman got the correct answer even before pa nako reveal ang solution. So congratulations to all of you. So in ato maghimo og trial and error and guessing and checking nga solution. Ibalik gyapon nimo check using the original given problem. So klaro ba? Kinsa ang naipangutana so far? We have 3 examples already. So I think wala na question, no? I am now showing to you the next problem. Kani siya pwede gihapon ni siya mag-guess and check. Find a positive natural number that satisfies the equation below. So the equation is x squared over 8 minus 4 times the square root of x is equal to x. So what is the value of x here? Kay para, kung imo siyang itapal diri, i-substitute nimo diri, makakuha ka og equation. So ang value diri sa left side, equal lang siya sa value sa x nga naa sa right side. What is the value of x? Let's have another guess, and then kung kisa tong makakuha og tamang answer, we'll have another point. Miss Namok got the first answer. It's 16 according to her. Isa pa ang naay other answer. Supported by K16. Na ang problem gihapon diri Mr. Casio, makitaan gihapon. Find a positive natural number that satisfies the equation below. So unsa ning dapat to ibutang nimo sa x para ang equation will still be true. Equal gihapon siya both sides, left side and right side. So 16 ang gipanghatag ng mga value so far. Oh yeah, mura daghan na sila nag 16. So ikat lang nako. So we have Namok, Batukan, Agyas, and Madrigal. Na inihabol sa batin. Because the correct answer is 16. So very good katong mga nakakuha og correct answers, additional points. Let's ask daw katong mga nakakuha og answer before I reveal the correct answer. Si Namok is wala man siya yung microphone. Pwede mo i-type imuhang process, Miss Namok. Please tell us. I will ask Miss Batukan. How did you get 16? Na-reveal na nako ang solution diri. Do you have the same solution kaning gipakita diri?
Yes, sir.
Imuha nagpili po kag mga numbers.
Yes po.
Okay, thank you so much. So nganong 16 man out of the pila ka book numbers, infinite di ba ang numbers? Nganong 16 ang imong gikuha, Miss Batukan? Unsay naa sa 16 nga part man siya sa imuhang mga choices?
Nagkuha ko og mga perfect square po nga mga numbers.
Very good. Kay thank you so much. Kay ko ang baliko nato ang given nga equation, di ba na siya square root?
Yes
And then
po.
ang gisulti po dire sa problem is positive natural number. Na tackle naman nato sa first part, di ba? Unsay pasabot sa natural number? Ka-remember pa mo? Natural number is also known as
Counting numbers.
very good. Counting numbers. So dapat counting numbers ang naa diri. And at the same time, positive po siya. And at the same time, na may sa square root, perfect square siya. That is why sa imong choices, dapat mga perfect squares lang po ni. Na kay 4, na kay 9, na kay 16. Na kung imo na siyang ipang substitute dito, you will realize nga dili pwede ang 4, dili pwede ang 9, dili equal both sides, pero pwede ang 16. You can actually continue this, pero at least nakakuha naman kag tamang answer 16, then that is already the final answer. So you have to stop there. That is guess and check. So that is actually our fourth example. So how do you find so far solving problems? Kaya daghan pa ba ani siya mga examples? So before we proceed, kay it's already 7:20. So how do you find so far our examples in problem solving? Lisod ba siya? Let's ask Mr. Audencia. How do you
Yes,
find
sir.
so far? Dapit dito ang lisod.
One, sir, ka ng mag-analyze, sir.
Okay,
Critical
analysis
thinking.
part. The critical thinking part.
Yes, sir.
Siguro, lisod siya. Kaya wala pa muna exposed kaayo good problem solving, di ba? Pero,
Yes, sir.
in due time, kung perminti mo na ma-expose sa mga problem solving, then, pwede ra, di ba, ma-develop na to. Kaya pwede man siya ma-learn ang critical thinking. That's the idea of Mr. Audencia. Lisod daw siya in terms of analyzing. I will also ask another student, another feedback about our lesson. How about si Mr. Tagoda? Abigail, how do you find our lesson about problem solving? Ala ka, timing po ni hawa si Abigail. How about si Polinar? Art,
Good evening.
good evening. How do you find our lesson problem
sir,
solving?
Medyo lisod dyan siya, sir, kay wala mong kay may na-expose ta, sir.
Sa
Dugay-dugay
kaninga
na po
activity?
niyo na-expose. Yes po, sir. And kuan dyan siya, sir, kay kailangan dyan siya ganang critical thinking po, sir, and kailangan dyan sabton ang question po.
Very good.
Pero laban lang.
Tama, that's the spirit, diba? Kaya again, the message na ginahatag sa ato sa math is never give up. That's why natay trial and error, di ba? Then continue doing your part, solve until makuha nimo ang answer kay in every problem there is always a solution. So thank you so much Mr. Polinar. So we have the same kaning sentiment si Audencia and Polinar. Wala kayo na expose sa problem solving, that is why kailangan jud mag-practice. So we're going to have more pa nga mga problem solving exercises in our next meeting kay para ma-develop pa ni siya. So we are going to end our second examination coverage with this particular lesson. Pero our next examination is yet to be announced pa kay kailangan ma-take up naman ni nato ang mga different kinds of problem solving. Since wala pa nato na human ang presentation, we are actually 69 ni kabuok sa slides kay there are a lot of different problem solving na po yung mga exercises diri. Pero upat pa kabuok examples ako nakita. So dili pa ko mag-post sa Quipper. Is it okay? Anyway, weekend man pod and you need also to enjoy for your mental health para wala mo kailangan ansiran. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Super
Thank you so much. Okay, so you have to enjoy the weekend. So Monday, we will meet again. Probably Monday, daghan ang tackle nga problem solving. Diyan ako mag-post kay para basa-basahon ninyo ang ato ang lesson. So for now, mag-end ta dire. Wala na ba mga questions? So please don't forget deductive and inductive reasoning will be part of our examination and we are going to end with problem solving, but we are not yet done with problem solving. We still have to tackle a lot of different kinds of problems in math. So kung wala na questions, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your active participation. And na record na nako ang present karon. Gamay lang kaayo jud ang nag-attend karon no. I don't know kung say problema sa ubang mga estudyante. But thank you so much for your participation. That would be all for tonight. Happy weekend.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, sir.
Welcome.
Laban, alaksan.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Thank you, sir.